Hello, welcome to Ink and Inspirations. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make a masculine card with a stencil I made from the Big Shot. Here is the finished card with some leaves inked up on the front. It's a simple card, but a fun one to do. I started with a crumb cake card base and sponged around the edges with old olive and a little early espresso. And I ran the little leaves Sizzlet that I'm showing you here through the Big Shot, and took out the cut, and it left a stencil, so to speak, that I'm going to use to ink and apply ink and decorate and provide a background on this card. So I'm using the sponge dauber in a dab and twist motion so I don't tear the little cuts on this little intricate pattern. And I go all down the side of the fold, and as I lift, I look to see where there is a little bare spot, and I'll fill in that way. This card is also pretty. I've tried this technique using fall colors during that season of the year. I'll use like more mustard and Cajun craze and chocolate chip, and that makes a really pretty card too. But for this card, since it's spring, I'm doing just all green leaves. And there you see, I see a little spot along the fold that I need to ink that up. So you just do as much or as little as you like, and it really provides an interesting background image for your card. I'm completing the side down the fold, and I'm going to continue on and finish the front of the card, all covering most of the background. Okay, so now I've got it like I like it, and I'm going to put up my old olive ink, and I'm getting my color spritzer tool and my soft suede Stampin' Right marker. I'm going to insert it where the brush tip is even with the little point, and I'm going to squeeze. There's a little screw that you can tighten up the marker so it doesn't slip out. This just adds a little interest to the background and doesn't leave the crumb cake cardstock that I didn't stencil over. It doesn't leave it bare. It just gives a little bit of interest. Okay, I'm putting my marker up, and we're going to get some crumb cake seam binding ribbon, and I'm going to just loop it over that right side of the card, and pull it, and I leave a little tails hanging off the bottom end there, as you can see. And I'm trying to position it because I'm going to attach this by stapling it. And I've tried to get it as tight as I can so that it doesn't move once it's stapled. I'm just slipping that over the card front, catching the back and the front of the ribbon. And now I'm going to use a crumb cake button, a big designer button from the Springtime Vintage collection, and some mini glue dots to attach at the bottom of the ribbon there to cover up that staple. Now for the sentiment, I'm going to use teeny tiny wishes, and first I'm going to trim those ribbon ends off with cutting a little V in the front and the back, purposely trying not to match. I want them at different lengths. Now I've already stamped Thinking of You from the Teeny Tiny Wishes set and sponged around the edges and punched it out with the Modern Label Punch. I'm using a glue dot on each end, and I'm going to attach it to the bottom, mainly in the center, very close to the button, and not flat against the card. I'm going to give it a little bit of a lift in there so it adds some dimension. So there's your card, And I hope you'll try this technique, and you can try it with different stencils. Visit my website at www.inkinspirations.com. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again soon.